Hello and welcome everyone to Lefty's Craps. I'm Matt. I'm going to roll out the Waylon's Way Arnold on Steroids session 23 today. And I'm going to show you the whiteboard. I just wrote down the last session because I ran out of room. So session 22, negative $54. And we're still up $684. So I'm going to explain a little, but we'll just get right to it right now. Like I said, if you're an advanced player, I am going to explain a little, but let me explain the strategy first for everyone, and then I am going to explain a few bets real quick to the people that may not know as much as the advanced people. But Waylon, he uses a $2,000 bankroll. I'm only using $500. I started with $1,000, but I never used any of my black chips, so I'm just doing $500 because I had 5 blacks plus this $500, but I wasn't using my hundreds, so I just stopped. I stopped using that much. Waylon plays it on a $10 table, so we're going to have a $10 pass line to start because you are going to be acting like you're the shooter. Once you get the point established, and we'll talk about that here a little more in just a second or two, you're going to make a don't come. Once you get your don't come established, you're going to make a $10 continuous come bet until it sevens out. But you'll see in the strategy, it's very easy. Now, just for the people that don't know, a viewer asked me just to explain a little. So I'm going to very quickly. Like I said, if you're an advanced person, you might want to fast forward a little, just a few minutes until I start rolling, and then you'll see. But basically, okay, this is the puck. You're going to come up to the table, and you're going to wait to lay down your money when the puck is off. That's just etiquette of the game. We want to be nice to everybody. We don't want to interrupt right in the middle of a roll. That just wouldn't be very nice. So the etiquette of the game says wait until the puck is off and you come up, you lay down your money, they'll give you your chips. Just so you know, white's a buck, red's 5, green's 25, blacks are usually, why am I doing that? Black, oh yeah, because I don't have any black. Okay, so black's 100. I used purple for my 500, and I used orange pumpkin for my 1,000. I'm going to put these up so I don't confuse any of my money with theirs. Okay, now that you know about the colors and the amounts of the chips, this strategy, I'm just going to talk about these bets on this strategy, because if I talked about everything, that'd be a whole video by itself, and I want to get to the strategy. So the pass line. The pass line bet is a contract bet. Once you put your money on the pass line and they throw the dice, that's it. Until Big Red, because they don't like to say 7 at the table. They call it Big Red. Until it sevens out, you cannot take this down. It's a contract bet. Once it's there, that's it. So, if you put 100 here, or whatever it is, okay. That's what you got to do. Now, on the table somewhere, there'll be a placard, and it'll tell you the minimum of the table, the maximum amount bet at the table, and the odds for the table. We're not playing any odds in this, so I'm not going to talk about odds, but I am going to talk about the minimum. That's why I said it's at a $10 table, because the minimum would be played at a $10 table. So, the minimum's $10, so Waylon starts with the pass line bet of $10. Then they give you 5 dice. They'll swing you 5 dice when it's your turn to shoot. Now, if you're not the shooter, you can still play. there's going to be all kinds of people around the table, dealers and players. You don't have to be the shooter to play at any time. Someone did ask me that once. So you don't have to be the shooter. You can be over here and play the strategy. On the pass line, you can still play it. But it is a contract bet. Once the dice are thrown, once the dice are thrown one time, and they establish a point, let's say the point's 5. Well, now that's a contract bet. You can't take that away. Now your odds, you can take your odds away if you play odds, but that's for a whole nother video. Now, so once we throw it, let's say we got the 5. Let's say our point's 5. You're gonna choose 2 dice. They're gonna take the other 3 from you. You'll throw them down. Let's say we threw a 5. Okay. Now the next bet in this strategy, once the point is established, they're gonna put the puck on the point, is a don't come bet. Except at the beginning, I should have told you this before we did that, but before you throw the dice, 7 and 11 wins. 2, 3, and 12 loses. After you get a point established, like I said, let's say it's the 5. That was pretty close. Where's the 4? Okay, there's the 5. Let's say it's the 5. Now, you're going to make a don't come bet. It's going to be $40. The ratio is 4 to 1. So if you're at a $15 table, this is going to start at $65. If you're at a $25 table, this is going to be $100. 25 here, 100 here. If you're playing at a bubble craps machine and it's a $5 minimum, well, you can play 5 and 20 there. So it just depends. The ratio is 4 to 1. Okay. Now, so in here, the 12 is a push. 2, 3 wins in the don't come. When you're here and you roll a 3, you win. You roll a 2, you win. You roll a 7 or 11 at this point, 11 loses here, 7 loses here when you're on the come out. When you have a point established. Not on the come out, I'm sorry. When you have a point established and you hit a 7, when the point's established, and let's say you have this here, you're going to lose on the 7 here, and you're going to lose that also. The point's going to come off, and the dice are going to go to another shooter, to another person, basically. But let's say you didn't. Let's say you're on the 5, and then you throw an 8. Now in this strategy, you're gonna make a continuous come bet. The come bet is gonna be the same as the pass line. If it's $10 on the pass, it's $10 in the come. Come bets, 7 and 11 win. 2, 3, and 12 lose automatically. So that's how you'll see it as I roll it out. You'll see I'll roll a 12. Well, I'll put it away. I'll roll a 7. Well, not a 7 because that's totally 7 loses in most of the strategy. But 11 will win here. If you roll another box number, it will travel to that number. Let's say we roll a 4. Then why it's called a continuous come bet is because you're going to bet again. If this number travels and you have your don't pass established and you got a point, you're going to make another $10 come bet. Let's say that one goes to the 9. Well, now you're going to make another one until you hit your 7. Now, let's say you hit a 7. So 7, you're going to lose these two because 7 takes away, if you're making bets here or if you make come bets, 7 lose. So those are going to go away. The pass line loses, but the come wins on a 7. So you're going to win there. You put that in your rack. The don't pass comes back to the don't pass when it's established a 7 wins. So that comes back, and then you would get paid $40 more on the 7. Once this is established on a number, because what you're doing, this will get knocked off. We'll call it knocked off. If you hit a 6, then you would lose that amount. If you're on that amount and 7 comes, big red, then this comes back to the don't come and it gets paid, whatever the amount is. All right, I'm going to roll it out. If you have any more questions about the strategy, just leave me a comment at the bottom. And as I go, I'm going to try to explain it better also. So, we're going to start your first bet. Even though I'm shooting all the time, we're going to we'll say someone else is shooting or whatever. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to make a $10 pass line bet. This is called the come out roll. Here we go. Coming out. 9. Meter 9. So the point's 9. Now we're going to take our 40 and we're going to put it in the don't come. Now we're rooting for a 2 or 3. We are not rooting for big red, and we're not rooting for yo 11. And 10. 10 I call Big Ben. He's on the end. That's going to travel to the 10. Now we got both of these set up. Now any time that you want, now this is a contract bet, this has to stay. At any time you can take a don't pass down. You can say, I'm done with that, I'm good. You can take it down before the next roll if you don't like where it hit. But in this strategy, you're not going to do that. You're going to leave it there. Now you're going to make this come bet. Here we go. Now you're in a good situation as long as you stay away from Big Ben. And I do want to tell you that Big Red, he rolls the most. There's the most ways to roll Big Red. 7. Okay, I'm going to say it. I know I shouldn't. People are going to get mad at me. But 7 is the most ways you can roll it on the dice. 6 and 8 are next. 5 and 9 are next. 4 and 10 are the least. So, you get paid the less on these. You get paid more. You get paid more. But your odds of hitting these numbers are more than hitting the odds. That's why you like your don't come bets or your lay bets to be on the 10 and the 4. But more about that in other videos. If you watch my lay video, I do lay the 6 or 8, which are the most common numbers. But enough talking. Let's get back to the strategy. But now you're in a good situation because now if Big Red's thrown, you lose the pass, you win the come, you win the don't come. And there he is, 7. Okay, so what'll happen is they'll pay everything first. They'll come and they'll take everything. The pass line pays the come because it's the same amount, so you're good there. Rack that up. Like I said, the don't pass comes down $40 and it gets paid $40 because we had the number, the 7 rolled before the 10, so it comes back and it gets paid $40. And we'll rack that up. Now, in this strategy, you same bet on a loss. On a win, you're going to ladder up, what's called a ladder. Now, once everything's paid out and everything, they're going to turn the puck off. That's when you'll come and you'll set your money on the table if you want to play the next shooter. That's just etiquette. That's what you should do. You don't want everybody to be mad at you when you just walk up at the beginning. So just wait until the puck's off. There's going to be time, believe me. At the casino, there's plenty of time. It goes a lot slower. Okay, so in the strategy, same bet on a loss. If you lose here, if you lose when your don't come is established up here, if you get knocked off, you same bet. On a win, you just ladder up. The next level is $11 on the pass line. And we're coming out. Here we go. 5. No field 5. 5's our point. Now, since we went up $1 on the pass line, we go up $5 on the don't come. So now it's $45 in the don't come. Here we go. And you know what we're rooting for, right? I hope if you watch the beginning of the video, you know what we're rooting for, and you know what we're not rooting for. We're not rooting for that, because that takes it all. And your puck goes off then. That's called 0.7 out. And we rebet. We same bet, so we're at the $11 level. We're going to bet $11 again. It's going to go to the next shooter. It's hard to win on any strategy 0.7 out. There's a few. There's some things you can do, but it's tough. Okay, 6. 6 the hard way. I'll explain the hard ways. Not now, because I don't want to take up too much time. But that's a hard way bet. Okay, and then we have to do 45 now in the don't come. But just leave me a comment in the bottom about anything you need to know, and I'll try to help, or I'll try to find the answer, or I will answer you. 12. 12 is a push in the don't come, so you'll roll the dice again. They'll pay everybody, because some people will be playing other things. But that's a horn. See a horn, bet a horn. 12 is one of the horn numbers. That's why they say that. And if you would have done that, you would have lost, because that's a one-time bet. That's a one-time thing. This is going to travel to the 9. Now you got the point. You got the 9. Now you're going to make continuous come bets of 11, because that's what the pass line is. Mirrors the pass line. Here we go. Until we hit big red. And that's terrible. You don't want to do that. That's the worst in this strategy. That's going to travel to the 9. And since you hit the 9, you lose your 45. Now, you same bet. 45 and the don't come again. And you got to try to get that established now. That's what you don't want to happen in this strategy. 5. No field 5. Okay, that's fine. Now, well, let me get some nickels. So there's 50. I'll just 3. Just getting change at this point because I need nickels. had one. And we're gonna make $11 come bets now, since we got the don't come and we got the point established. Here we go. 9. Need or 9. Okay, so what happens here, since this is going to travel to the 9, what would really happen, and what we don't do just for time purposes, is this should travel to the 9. This one would come back to the come. Well, it wins because we hit it. So you would get paid $11. Instead of doing all that, we just pay off and on. What's called off and on. I learned that from Color Up. He taught me how to play. He has a lot of good videos, just so you know. Beginner videos. If you need to know any of the other bets, he'll show you everything. He taught me. So, I believe in him. I give a big shout out to Color Up. Great guy. He makes a lot of videos. 5. Terrible. Knots are lay off, or knots are don't come off again. Sorry, I just did my lay video. I'm thinking lay. All right, out for 45 more. Here we go. 3. Perfect. That's just what we needed. $45 win. Because 3 wins in the don't come. 2 and 3. See a horn, bet a horn. Hopefully we can get another low horn here. 2 or 3 would be nice again. 8. 8, 8, and don't 8. Okay, this is going to move to the 8. Now we're set up with the point and the 8 and the don't come. So now $12 in the come now. All right, here we go. Now the goal is on a long roll. It wins on a long roll. That loses, just so you know. But on a long roll, it can win. Because 2, 3, and 12 lose. 7 and 11 win. But on a long roll, what you're looking for is once you get your box numbers, these are called the box numbers, because they're always in a box, is that you hit the number that's established in the box, or the point is fine too, because you get paid if you hit the point number, or you get paid if you hit the ones that you have established. So that's what you're looking to do now. All right, so I rebet 11. 12. Wow. 2 in a row. 2 horns in a row, but the wrong ones. The wrong ones. Here we go. $11 more in the cup. 8. No good. 3 times now. Out for 45 in the don't count. There we go. We're looking for 5, 6, 8, 9. Any of those would be wonderful. Or a 2 or a 3. And that's a hard way. That's the 2 hard way. 2 and 2, 4. There's not a 2 hard way, sorry. Alright, now we're set up. So now I'm going to get 25 more change because we're using a lot of nickels. So we're at the 45. We keep getting knocked off our 45. $11 in the come again. Here we go. Just got to stay away from that number. 8. Good. 8's what we need. We're going to pay $11 off and on because they would travel back and forth. But we just pay off and on. Here we go. Let's do that a few more times. We'll recoup some of our money here. And nope, 4. Woo! Killing us today. Okay, 45 more. Getting thin in the bankroll here. Hard 8. 8 the hard way. Okay, that travels to the 8. This comes down because it has to come down, and it gets paid $11 because now 8 is on the don't come, so it comes down. But we're going to leave this amount in the come because now we're all set up. 4, 5, 6, or 9. Come on. Let's roll some of those numbers and get some of our money back. 10. This is going to travel to the 10. Okay. It's got to hit one of them, or a horn, or a big red now. But hopefully we're going to hit some of our box numbers, or the point. That's going to travel to the 6. That knocks us off. 6 wins $11 for the pass line because the point was 6. So a bet on the pass line is what you're trying to hit again to win this. And if you would have had odds, you would have won your odds there also. Okay. Now we have to get a point established. 8. 8's going to be the point. It's going to knock our 45 off again. We're just losing. 45 at a time. Alright, here we go. Now let's hit a number that we need. Or, oh, nice off the table, no roll. That happens. Alright, same die. Here we go. 4. This is going to travel to the 4. This is going to come down. It's going to get paid $11. Okay, rack that up. This is going to stay in the come bet now. Here we go. Oh. 6. 6 pays off and on, $11. And I do have to talk about one more thing. I did talk about the strategy, showing a little more better how it's played and what goes on. I also need to talk to you about one person said to please call out the number sooner, but I am legally blind. I'm almost blind, and I can't see it until I pull it back. And so I do apologize. I do try to say the number as quickly as I can. But I was born like that. I'm always going to be like that. So just, I'm trying my best. Here we go. 8. Hard 8. That knocks our point off. That's okay. That's going to travel to the 8. Because we actually get paid $11 for hitting the point. And we'll put that in our rack. And now we gotta have a come out roll. Hopefully it's gonna be a 5, 6, 8, 9, or 10. And not a 4. Oh, wow, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. That is a lot of times to get knocked off. I'm going to have to drop 50 because I don't have enough. Oh, yeah, I do. Sorry. Take it back. I do have 45. Okay. 45. Here we go. That was a hard 6. There's regular 6. That's the regular 6 now. The hard 6 last time. That's going to travel to the 6.